Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden. This is Lauren, and happy freaking New Year. So, basically, we're just gonna be hanging out, drinking some new whiskeys that I got. One was in the thumbnail, which I'm pretty excited about. But then I also got another one, which is a surprise. I actually got it today, thanks to Loren winning a raffle for me. So, needless to say, we have a couple of great whiskeys that we're going to be drinking tonight. But before we do that, I just wanted to say, hey, what's going on? How's everyone doing? What are you drinking? What did you drink on the new year? I mean, I'll probably ask that again later when there's more people in here. But, yeah, I mean, this is going to be fun. I definitely am excited to drink some of these really good whiskeys, one of which I haven't had before. It'll be my first time. I'm actually going to be opening it up here live. A different one I got that is, I took a sip out of the bottle when I first bought it, but I never really sat down and drank it, so we'll be getting to that. But, yes. What's up?
I don't know.
Yeah, so basically, guys, oh my goodness. I don't know why that's happening. And the audio is good as nice, yeah. Okay, so hello. Let's see who else in here. Sugar Kitty says meow. Cheers, Sugar Kitty. Casey is also here. Says cheers to all. Cheers, Casey. Be brave. Let's talk. Josh is in the chat. Cheers to you, Joshua. Young Joshua. He's not coming, by the way.
Oh.
We figured it'd be better to just have him on a planned day, because otherwise sometimes it gets hard when people come during the live stream, because I gotta do two things at once. But yeah, I mean, you guys probably saw it in the thumbnail, but someone got lucky.
And it wasn't Holden.
And it wasn't me. I mean, it was me because I wanted it. That makes me lucky that Loren found it. But basically,
Lauren is lucky this week.
Two things. And you guys will see the other thing later. I'm gonna pop it up. You guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. But yeah, guys, Russell's Reserve 13, barrel proof, non-chill filtered. Loren is gonna tell you the story. Do you want to tell it now? Or do you want me to leave and you can tell the story while you pour my mystery whiskey?
No,
or do you
it's okay.
Okay.
I already know what I'm gonna pour for the mystery whiskey.
Oh.
So there's a purpose.
Okay, well that's not devious at all. So go ahead and tell the peoples your story.
So Holden was looking for that over the summer. He didn't find it because he's not very good at hunting whiskey. It's okay. His some of us suck. Anyway, and then I was just out with my brother doing things that people do. And I was in town in De Pere, so I was like, I'll just stop at the wine cellar. And I was looking for Booker's, but they didn't have any. But then this lady opened up the back door, and this was sitting there on the shelf. And I was like, regular Russell's isn't blue. And then I read down it. And I was across the store, which is probably why Holden never noticed it, because he can't see.
I'm pretty blind.
So I'm reading down, and then it says 13, and because I could see it, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I had already bugged the owner guy 5 times about the Booker.
And he knows me, but
so
I don't know if he knows that she's my fiance.
I was like, is the Russell's for sale in the back? And he looked at me, he was super helpful, he was very nice, but then he looked at me it was oh, what do you need? And I was like, is the Russell's back there for sale? And he turned around to look at what it was, turned back, didn't say anything to me, just walked into the back, shut the back door. He was in it, shut the back door, came out 2 minutes later, just set it on the counter and was just like. And then I was like, oh, well then, how much? Because I was like, I'm not going to pay $500 for it. And he was like, oh, $130. So I was like, okay, I'll get it then. But he didn't say one word besides the price. So I think my personal theory is that he probably thought, oh, if no one purchases this by the end of the year, I'm gonna, because he's the owner, so obviously
right.
He wants to make profit on stuff, even if he's a big bourbon guy. I don't need that yet because I still. So he's probably like, oh, I'll buy this for myself at the end of the year. Or like one of his friends, like he had told one of his friends, like if nobody buys it, like you can buy it. Something like that, you know, where it had like some sort of meaning to him. And then I was like snooping where I wasn't supposed to be snooping.
Hey, you know what? It worked for me. You know, and I thought too, I'm thinking like, you know, maybe I'll go back out there, I'll bring the bottle with, pour him a dram, like that would be cool. But then again, part of me doesn't want him to find out that it was my fiance who got it for me. Because what if he gets really upset and then he stops being my friend? He's a really cool guy, the place where we got it, and he's gotten bottles for me in the past, like my little book I got from him too. And he's super cool, and like I've brought like the little book back to taste and drink with him. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, maybe, and it's very possible too that he could have called someone when he was in the back room, so he closed the door and could have called them and be like, "Hey, someone wants this Russell's right now. Do you want it or do you not want it?" And then they probably were like, "Well, whatever, sell it to the person." So maybe that's what happened. Maybe, you know, whatever. But
Maybe it
fun
had
fact,
movies out that day and he had to go back there to think about it.
true.
I'm just kidding.
Fun fact though is that she was not gonna ask.
I didn't want to. I don't like.
I had to talk her into it. I was like, please, just like, please ask.
I wasn't gonna ask because I didn't want to. I wasn't gonna ask because I had asked him 4 times about the Bookers.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you sure you don't have this one? Are you sure? Who has it around town?" And I followed him around the store for like 3 minutes, and then he like went in a different back room because he thought like, "Oh my God, shut the fuck up, leave me alone." And then he went, and then I sat behind the counter like this. And then when he was helping someone else, I was like, "I have another question." And he looked, and I was like, "The rest of them?" Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She's
rough.
probably like this freaking freaky lady. God,
But you know what?
leave me alone.
I opened it for the new year, and spoiler alert, it's pretty great. But I also have a single barrel that I will be doing an A/B comparison with, but we'll get to that one later tonight. Another one that I have gotten, hold on, in case he says, trying your hatch, Taylor won me. Awesome. What do you think about it?
It's hatch, not hatchet.
It probably was a typo, or probably autocorrected to hatchet. But yes, it's hatch.
Does he know what
Bourbon.
hatch is? Oh, he's not
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Hatch in Door County, in Egg Harbor, in particular. It's got like a honey and like a very zesty, like fruit zest note
Which
to
one
it.
did you give him?
Just a bourbon.
The plain one?
Yep, the flagship bourbon. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty great. Sure Kitty says most owners of stores with museum prices are in no hurry to sell it. True, yeah. I mean, their prices are actually pretty good. They upcharge some stuff, but it's not like museum prices upcharge. It's more like $20 upcharge just because, you know, smaller store, not like a chain.
An expensive little town.
Yeah.
Too. Everything in Depew is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, and like it's so competitive that he doesn't want to sell it to people who are going to flip it, so he just raises the price a little bit, and then people who buy it are probably people who are actually going to enjoy it rather than try to flip it for some money. But another one that we got, which I'm going to be putting on the review out this Saturday, is Larceny Barrel Proof Batch A123. Yes, I got this last year. I got this in December.
I was with you when you got it.
Was it? It was before or after Christmas?
Was I with you?
Yep. It was after Christmas because I had the gift card from my mom. Yeah, this is batch A123. So it's the first batch of this year. And yeah, I opened it up. I smelt it a little bit and I drank just a nip out of the bottle, but I never got to sit down and analyze it. So I'll be drinking that too. And I'll probably do a comparison against probably one of the other batches that I have, since I do personally like Larceny Barrel Proof a lot. What else did I get?
Oh.
Is there something down there?
On the floor.
What is it?
I think you dropped it. Oh no.
This is.
You're being
this
weird.
is on the floor.
You make me uncomfortable when you do that.
Look it. Honestly, I mean, I'm definitely not a tater. As much as I make fun of the
You're
fact that I
turning
could
into
be
a tater
one.
this week.
I know, what the heck. But Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year. I mean, it's one of those ones you just got to get it and have it. You got to at least have a bottle or try it, and you know what? I'm sure it's going to be good whiskey. It was $70, right? $70. Why wouldn't I buy? I mean, $70 for
Everything left in the raffle that I won, Holden already had.
That's true.
Literally everything.
She could have got me this,
I
but
could
she
have
got
got
it
this,
a week
but I already
before.
got it. I could have got him
Old
this,
Fits.
but he already has it.
Yeah.
I could have got Blade and Bow, which you already have. I could have got the
Blanton's.
No, the Latin, which you already have.
EH Taylor.
EH Taylor, the orange one, which you already have.
This small batch or this single one?
The orange one.
The small batch?
Yeah, that the orange one.
That's small batch, yeah.
Oh.
And then Eagle Rare.
And Eagle Rare, which you already had. So I was like,
yeah. Good
I'm
pick.
assuming that if I was picked one person ahead, though, I probably could have got the 15-year or a Weller. Because I'm assuming that's what they would have had. I wasn't the first person picked.
Right, for sure.
So,
maybe they didn't even get any Weller, but
I mean, probably something more like one of those.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But
for $70, I'm not going to complain.
Oh my gosh, yeah, of course. Like, $70. I'll take this for $70 every day of the week. I mean, I don't know how good it is yet. And honestly, I was going to look up and kind of do some more research on it to get the mash bill and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know.
They can tell us.
I just forgot, like, which mash bill it was and, like, how closely it's related to the
okay, can I pour your mystery bottle
Bappy?
now? Because it goes with my surprise.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you have
So
a
just
surprise.
close your eyes.
Are you wearing it? Is it like some...
No.
Okay.
But it's in the room. But you can just close your eyes because I already know what the bottle's going to be. And I think you're going to get it right when I pour it because... I
still want to walk away. I'll hear where you're going and stuff.
Well, I'll walk around a little bit.
No, I'm just going to go in the other room. It'll only take 2 seconds.
They're already upsetting me.
Okay.
Leave.
Okay.
I have a surprise. And it goes with something in the room. Okay, so this is our bottle for today. Which, very typical because we're typical people. But it goes with my surprise. And only Holden's gonna like it. You guys are gonna be like, I don't care. But that's fine. Ooh. Ooh. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw me dribble on the table. Oopsies. Oopsies. Okay.
Ready?
I dribbled on the table.
Oh no, you poured it in the wrong glass.
But it's going to be in that one.
Okay, well. I'm not going to be able to use my independent show.
Why don't you just
glass.
lick it?
What if I could guess it just on this lick?
I have a feeling you're probably going to be able to.
I'm getting notes of varnish and clear coat.
You're not funny. Oh, okay. All the other bars watching are going to have boners. Because it's like pouring from the bar.
It took me a minute, but I'll admit that was pretty funny.
You want to shove one in my cup?
Yeah, look at.
Because we're extra tatery today.
Yes, because as if having.
Oh, and Sazerac Eye was one of them too. What you have?
Oh yeah, as if having an Old Rip 10 wasn't enough. We're also drinking out of a Sazerac coupe glass. I want to get a towel. You know, this towel's been in here for a while. I've never washed it. And I think every time that you...
This is not your special towel.
Every time you guys have seen a towel on this channel, it's been this towel. And it hasn't been washed ever since. Because, let's be honest, I use it to clean up driblets and, like, spills.
Dribbles.
Like, I don't use it for anything.
Dribbles.
It doesn't stink.
One more dribble.
If anything, it has a faint scent of whiskey.
Ew.
With notes of brown sugar and
skip to the
cinnamon.
last comment before you do any other one. Just because it goes over.
Area 51 says, my liquor...
That just says Area 1. Use your reading glasses.
I knew that. Area 1 says, my liquor cabinet makeover video is up for anyone interested.
Hold on,
awesome.
Be interested.
I am interested. I will go and watch that after this. But anyway, I got a...
Yeah.
Wait, here it is. Okay, Sergey says small shop price is definitely a completely different animal from museums. Absolutely. I'll support a small shop any day of the week, but I'll never spend money at the museum until I win the lottery and become rich and famous. And then I'll pay the $20,000 for a pappy. You know, because it is what it is. Isaiah V's in the chat. Cheers, all. Cheers, Isaiah. Thanks for coming in. Peter White is also here. If I send Lauren a ticket to Toronto, she can come over and enter the BTAC lottery for me.
I would go to Toronto.
I would go to Toronto too.
I would go anywhere if you're paying.
Yeah, true. You pay for the tickets, and we'll be there. Even though I wasn't invited to this, he only asked for you. But I'm just gonna tag along.
I'm the only cold
because
one
I wanted to
here.
go to Canada.
Everyone is here for me, not you.
That's true.
Bourbon Loren. That's what they're.
Hey, Peep. Just singular. Just Peep.
I'm the Peep.
Yeah. Cheers, Area 1. I almost said 51 again. Peter White says he can wash it down with the Russell's 13. This?
The table dribbles.
Oh, yeah. Lick the like and like the lick. It tastes like something spilled on the table. Absolutely. We're all about licking on this channel.
Holden.
Anyway, yes, please hit the like button, guys. That would obviously help a ton. So definitely hit the like button. Casey says you are correct on it being zest for the hash. I haven't tasted anything like this before. Yes, very interesting. I think it's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit younger too, and they actually have a newer bourbon that comes out. But there's also honey in there that I get sometimes. Sour apple too. They actually make honey there. Fun fact. And they have honey
and they
barrel.
Just came out with
a honey barrel bourbon.
They just came out with their own line of mead.
Yes, and they have mead. But that's new. Everyone says, where are you from? Green Bay, Wisconsin.
We're from Green Bay, but Peter's from Toronto.
Peter is from Toronto.
If that's what you're asking.
Is he from Toronto or just...
He lives in Toronto. We've been over this.
Yeah. Casey says kind of... Oh, I said that already. Kind of sour apple too, yeah. Yeah, so...
Do you figure out what that is yet? I just want to show you my tip prep. Does it start with a B? No. I've never had it, but it should be obvious because it's not what you normally have.
I mean, it smells like zesty, to be honest. It smells like a fruit zest.
Well, what's zesty?
Well, it would be the Prohibition.
Close, but no.
Oh! Wait, is this the monkey shoulder?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, are you ready for my surprise now?
Yeah. Oh my Lanta. Show everybody the shirt. Stand up.
In front of me.
Stand up. Show the people the goods. It says I like my scotch on the rocks, and there's a picture.
Means Scots, because he's a Scottish person, and he's leaning on a rock.
Or it means that he just drinks scotch while he's sitting on a rock.
Whatever.
But anyway, that is Jamie Fraser. James Fraser. From not Clan Mackenzie. But yeah, that is the guy from Outlanders. That red-haired. You know, in the first season, he didn't have his red of hair. But,
Nope.
Yeah, I like Monkey Shoulder. Although I almost feel like I should have a new mystery pour because it's been 19 minutes and I already have the first one down. So, it's up to you. Do you want to pour me one? No? Okay. Well, that being said, that was quite the heavy pour there, Missy. Look at it. It's a Loren pour if I've ever seen one. So what did everyone drink over the New Year's? Let's go over that. I had Russell's 13.
12 shots of peppermint
schnapps or McGillicuddy's. So yeah, I had the Russell's 13 and
how do I use this?
The Russell's 13 and the Russell's single barrel, and they're both obviously fantastic, and I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison of the two, so that is why what I'm going to do tonight But first, I need to reopen this bottle of wine for Lauren because corks are for quitters, but clearly she didn't get that memo.
I already had another bottle of wine before I opened up that one.
That might be true. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I polished off an entire bottle of wine last night, and I polished off an entire bottle of Merlot last night, and
then he was dancing in the living room.
A very heavy
I can
beer,
do
a whiskey business.
He was dancing like this.
It's a 13% Imperial
In the
Stout.
living room, and I was like, "Can we go to bed?" And he's like in the corner. Like, what the heck? Weirdo.
Well, the cork's gone, so you're gonna have to finish that. All right. Peter White says actually Hamilton Mountain, an hour from Toronto, so he's not from Toronto.
An hour towards us, or an hour the other way?
Toronto. Wait, I forget. Toronto's
over here. Well, like over here, and we're like right
northeast
here.
of
So
us.
Is it this way or is it this way?
Sure, he says McGillicuddy's peppermint, the favorite of high schoolers everywhere. But teacher, I just had a lifesaver. That's all. That was never really a thing in my high school. High schoolers.
We just smoked weed in the back of the classroom, but whatever.
Anyway, okay. High schoolers and from my school.
It was helpful for our joints because they were hurt.
Yeah, high schoolers from my school, they just drank Blue UV, the vodka. They would just put it in anything. Blue UV and lemonade. Blue UV and Mountain Dew. Blue UV on the rocks. Like people like.
Your friends still drink Blue UV.
Well, I know. I didn't say that anything changed. I just said in high school that's what people drank.
That's not in high school. That's just in their life.
True. They need to expand their horizons.
I don't remember what we drank in high school. I mean, I only went to a few parties, but I don't really remember them.
Casey Tisler says, I had a homemade white raspberry martini and a bunch of Youngling. Casey, I don't think you're supposed to have Younglings. I think that's illegal.
What?
What?
What's a Youngling? Like a child?
Anyway, Peter White says Hamilton is closer to New York State. So that's further from us. Right? Did I mention I worked for a client in Stone Creek for a while. Wherever Stone Creek is. All right, guys. I think I'm going to...
Stone Creek is near Hamilton.
I'm going to go ahead and start with the larceny because I've had the Russells already, and I haven't really had the larceny, so I'm just going to go into tipsy whiskey shenanigans. This is kind of a neck pour, but I also opened it the other day, and it's gotten some air, but obviously, like, I didn't drink past the shoulder, so I feel like you're invisible over here.
I'm invisible. I can't see the screen now. I like to look at myself.
But anyway, yeah, so this is Larceny Barrel Proof Batch A123. On the nose, I am getting interesting. The proof is coming across on this one. Like I said, I don't know if it's a neck pour or if that's just, how it is. I'm getting a little bit of a bready note, which is common for me from Weeders. It's not quite astringent, but it's like the ethanol is really there in the nose of this one. It smells good, but I don't know how it's really smelling compared to the other releases from Larceny so far from last year and the year before that. But the nose has some redeemable qualities, but it also has just a sharpness to it that I'm not sure I'm in love with yet. But Weeders that are cast strength, for me anyway, they're notoriously bad at needing air. A lot of times with air, they turn out amazing, but we're going to go ahead and get it on the palate. Ooh. There's a good lot of spice in this. If you guys like spicy, like baking spices, like cinnamon, nutmeg, type spice in this is the one for you. I'll be curious to see how much a nose changes overall. I think I will set this one off to the side and let it kind of air out in the Glen. See if that can't like speed up the process of airing out. But the palate is fantastic. I'll go in for one more sip and try to get some more notes for you guys. But immediately, like a butterscotchy vanilla, like a little bit of a brown sugary ness finish is what's bringing all of this spice and all of the baking spices and oak presence in there, which there is some. This is a really hot one though. This is a spicy meatball. So
You like meatballs that are spicy?
I hate spicy food, but I do like meatballs. But yeah, so if you guys haven't seen my top 25 whiskeys of 2022,
it was a doozy.
It was a doozy. I suggest that you go and watch it because I worked really hard on it and I drank a lot of friggin' whiskey. I did them all blind in sets of 10. So what I did was
he made me pour everything. I had to suffer through it.
I put them in tiers. I had the like top tier where all the super expensive ones, the ones in boxes, the ones over $200, the ones that I just knew that I was going to like better than a lot of other ones. That was like the first 10 whiskeys. The second 10 whiskeys were the ones that were like really good store picks or single barrel store picks or stuff that's somewhat hard to find but not like easily accessible. And then the last tier was the last 5 whiskeys were ones that were like Knob Creek 12 or Eagle Rare or New Riff Malted Rye. Just stuff that I'd gotten this year that is really good, but also considered like mainstay whiskeys that they're kind of just like on the shelf throughout the year if you need one. And basically, I took those bottom 5 and then Loren poured them blind with 5 from the next tier up. So I didn't know which of the 10 from the next tier I was drinking until the end when I revealed it. So then the bottom 5 would go 25, 24, 23, but then the top 5 of that blind would go into the next blind with the other 5 whiskeys from that middle tier. Then I blinded those, and the top 5 of those moved on to a random 5 picked by Loren in the top tier. And then I blinded those, and then the final of that went on to the final 10. And then if you guys wanted to see the final 10 whiskeys of me drinking them blind, I do have that on Patreon, so definitely hit the Patreon link if you guys would please. That supports me a lot. It helps me kind of helps me kind of move up in the whiskey world and kind of, put some money back in my pocket after spending all the money on these whiskeys. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in that, it's on Patreon, $2 or $5 a month. Those are the 2 tiers that I have because at this point I don't quite have a whole lot to offer besides exclusive Patreon only videos. But in the future, I will have Glen Cairns. I will eventually be doing store picks, fingers crossed, barrel picks. You'll be able to get stuff from like Wisconsin, obviously, definitely some Driftless Glen stuff that I'll be doing, I'm sure, in the future, along with anything else I can get my hands on. So that will be the first place you can get that kind of stuff. But overall, my Patreon is just kind of a way to support me. If you guys like me that much, that would help a lot. So
I like you, but not enough to pay you. But I buy you whiskey.
That's true. Okay. Speaking of people who are awesome, Sugar says Stony Creek is right next to Hamilton. Okay. Bino says hi to you. Go Packers. Go Packers indeed. Apparently the Packers just pulled something out of their butt the other day. Absolutely obliterated the Vikings, but we'd love to see it.
Did you see the memes that Aaron Rodgers cut his hair to the 2010?
Oh yeah, I did. Was that real?
Yeah, he cut his hair. I told you guys like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I think Aaron Rodgers cut his hair, and then we actually saw him, and his hair's cut. He looks like a normal damn person, and
looks like a human being and not a penguin.
He doesn't look like a penguin anymore, and they just have been kicking ass. Which I mean, we always do this shit. Okay, we always suck dick balls until the last fucking second, whether it's the last second of the game or the last second of the season. But apparently, my dad said that the last time we were like this, we won the Super Bowl. Like that's apparently how the 2010 season went. I don't remember.
I remember.
I don't remember the season. I remember
we
sitting
sucked
and watching,
we were a wild card and we barely
Yeah.
got in, and then we won the Super Bowl.
which is fine with me. I don't remember that season. I remember watching the Super Bowl because my parents made us sit in the living room.
I remember
with
having
Packer clothes on.
I remember having a freaking Super Bowl party at our elementary school where
Really?
the day before the Super Bowl, the Friday before or whatever, like all classes were canceled after like noon, and we just had snacks and desserts and games.
Was that in our 4th grade year?
4th or 5th, I can't remember.
That would have been the year the Packers went and built the playground at my elementary school.
Oh, really?
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I met the Super Bowl.
Hey.
It wasn't Donald Driver, though. But I did meet James Jones.
James Jones was good.
Who else did I meet? James Jones. One of the old linemen, I don't remember his name, but I had their autographs on my coat. And then my mom, the zipper broke on my coat, and my mom gave my coat back to Shopco. And I was like, why don't we keep the coat? It has the Packers autograph. She's like, I give it. And so she's like, you didn't have a coat that has a zipper that works. So it's coat. And then I lost. We gave back the coat to Shopco. I hope whoever realized that was James Jones' autograph and sold it for like $30.
Yeah. $30, eh? That's all. Peter White says.
Probably worth more now because he's played for multiple teams and
I'm sure.
Like, an announcer and stuff. But like at the time, he was newer and.
True.
But he did just win the Super Bowls.
Peter White says I only have I only have a bottle of A120 Larceny Barrel Proof. I have 123, obviously. Then I have A122 and C921. So I have one for the last 3 years. I don't know if this will be the only one I see for this year, but hopefully not because I do really enjoy Larceny Barrel Proofs. I think this one has a good chance of being beat out by other ones, at least so far. I don't think it's. We'll come back to that. But as of the first initial tasting, I don't think it's quite as good as one of the other releases. But that actually smells a lot better with some air. So we'll get back to that later. But yeah, I have never had the A120. But if it's anything like, the old Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs, the way everyone talks about them, I'm sure it's fantastic. Ow. Peter White says wineries everywhere there. I think I have to take my sister tonight around the lake every time she visits. 40 Creek Distillery is there as well. We love wineries, so maybe we'll come up, do winery, distilleries, stuff. Yeah. And then we'll come visit you, Peter. Hanging AZ is in the chat. Cheers. What's up, nerds? Cheers, Hanging AZ. Thanks for coming in. I got some goodies. I don't know if you see it over in the corner over here.
Do you remember what his name is?
It was.
I didn't, but then my mom said.
Joe. Wait.
No.
Did you start with J?
I think that's
John?
John,
yeah.
Is it John?
Are you John?
You can say no if you don't want to know.
Eddie Rodriguez says, thank you for the insight. Not sure which insight you're talking about, but cheers, Eddie. Thanks for coming in here.
We were talking about your video for the first time, so I'm guessing he watched your video and he's saying thank you for that.
Ah, nice. Well, nice to have you here, Eddie. I love seeing it.
So it sounds good. He's going to go watch your video.
Awesome. Peter White says, just cheers and hanging. Henry Z says, give me a pour of that Russell's. Come over. It'll be here. But anyway.
You're choking me.
So I have Russell's Single Barrel in this glass, and I have Russell's 13 Barrel Proof, Barrel Proof in that glass. The Single Barrel is distilled on 5/02 in 2013. It's stored in oak barrel for 9 years. Dumped 10/17/22. Bottled 11/7/22. And this is Warehouse B, Floor 5. Selected by Woodman's. So this is a 9-year-old. And that is a 13-year-old. So that has 4 years. And this is only 110 proof. Whereas this is barrel proof at 115. So this has 5 more proof points and 4 years on this one. Now we have a side-by-side comparison here. And honestly, guys, I really full-heartedly believe with all of my heart that these are some of the best noses on all the whiskeys I have.
I like noses.
They smell like cherry pie. Like the crust, like you know how like cherry pie, there's like that part of the crust that's kind of like soft and like gushy. You know, like there's a crispy buttery part on the bottom, and then in between that and the cherries, there's like that soft gushy part, and then there's the cherries. Yeah, it's so good, and that's oh, so good. But anyway, did I fling whiskey?
I don't know. I'm just seeing things flying around like
I know.
hooligans.
Casey says Jordy Nelson was the white lightning of the time. At the time, yes, indeed he was. That guy is
I'm
a
Jordy
legend.
Nelson too.
He's awesome. Anyways, he says 5th grade we watched the Challenger explode live.
Ooh, that's not as happy as ours.
Wow, very nice.
That's not nice.
I know. It was a joke. Hannah AC also says gave my best friend a bottle of Eagle Rare. He was psyched.
In 5th grade.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm just
Probably
kidding.
for Christmas.
I'm just
Maybe or the New Year. But I offered selling Casey a bottle of Eagle Rare. But he already had one, and he didn't know anybody else who wanted it. So I left it on the shelf for the next guy because I'm just one of those guys. If I only really need one bottle of things, unless it's like the best thing in the world, and I technically have 2 bottles of Eagle Rare because one's a store pick. So like I didn't need 3 bottles of it, you know what I'm saying?
wine has floaters in it. I'm confused where they came from.
Probably from your other drink, maybe. But anyway, Hennessy says those are nice bottles. I'm eyeing the Russells for some reason. I need a new store pick. This Russell's you're eyeing up because this is fantastic. I love Russell's store picks. Like this is the first one I've had, and it's phenomenal. And it tastes similar to that. I mean, that obviously a little bit more of a better, but you know how it is. You can't go wrong with those. Absolutely not. These are awesome. The store pick Russell's sounds interesting. Well, Casey, you had the chance to buy it. I do have 2 bottles actually, but just as I got done saying I don't buy 2 bottles of things. But to be fair, this is so good that like I'm probably gonna drink it. I mean, look at how much is gone. Which it may not be a lot for like most people, but I just got this.
Mm-hmm.
And like I have so many bottles that I don't really leisurely drink out of them like super often because I'm drinking out of so many different ones. The level doesn't really go down on them, but I gotta say I've been drinking this one pretty religiously, and honestly I did decent work over the weekend of this one. You know, I only gave a couple pours to a couple people who were deserving, but
I'm deserving.
yeah,
I purchased it.
that's true. But the store pick on the nose is decadent. Like I said, the cherry pie crust, and it's like it's got the hint of like cherry note, but also the pie crust and buttery note in it, which is literally so awesome. Yeah, I love that. But then we're going over to the Russell's 13, and I always get more of a deeper cherry note on it. Like it's actually a full slice of cherry pie now, rather than just the cherry pie crust. Like it still has that buttery aspect, but a lot deeper like cherry note on it, as well as like a much larger oak presence in this, seeing as it being 13 years rather than 9. But now we'll taste the Russell's single barrel. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I have had Russell's 10-year. I don't think it's nearly this good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is younger. I'm surprised, honestly. I think I'm still gonna try to get a Bourbon Junkies pick of Russell's because it comes out this Friday. But they said it should be around like the 11 to 12 year age statement, which is pretty good. So maybe I'll try to get my hands on one of those. Obviously, I'm sure it's going to sell out in a half a second. The website's probably going to crash 20 times. And let's be honest, the odds of me getting it are slim, but why not try? Now we're moving on to the Russell's 13. So yeah, this is amazing, decadent. Honestly, I forgot to give you guys notes because I was just too busy enjoying it.
I'm starting to taste good with my wine.
But a lot more oak presence in the palate of this. I want to say that the caramel's there, but also comes through with like that cherry like cordialness that you would almost expect from that. Honestly, there's also a little bit of like a nutty note, not like a lot. It's just like very faint in there, but in a good way. Maybe closer to a nutmeg rather than a nut. But it's got like nice spice to it, and I really enjoyed that a lot. So now we are going to go on to the Russell's 13. And it's a really big bummer because I got both the 13 and this before I did my, top 25 of the year. So
you got that in 2023.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. That I didn't. This I did.
This you did not.
Yeah, so I did not get this in time to put it in the.
You actually got. I got that the day after you filmed the.
I know. Literally, no, the day after I posted it. No, the day after I.
No, the day after you filmed it. It was on like Thursday.
Yeah.
Or
so
Friday.
Basically, it wasn't quite in the mix, but.
That's okay.
It just smells.
I'm sure next year there's gonna be a different one that you would die for, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I'll die for another one of those next year. I think they're batched, so I think it's different every year. Because this is technically batch 2, although I don't know where it says. If it says. You guys want to help me out? If you guys know whether Russell's comes out in batches that are different or if it's just same old Russell's 13 every year, I'd like to know. Because obviously I won't need like 20 bottles of it. But, if it's different from year to year, maybe I'll try to search again for another one. But let's get it on the palate. Stop dragging this on and give you guys what you want to see.
What is it that you want to see? Is it the drugs?
Okay. It's so good. The amount of cherries on that palette is insane, but the amount of like oak, like it's like a mix between sweet oak and like oak spice in it is so good. Wow. Caramel, a bit of chocolate in there as well, which is really nice, like a chocolate cherry cordial, in a really good way. That is awesome. It's got body. It's got all the flavors that I enjoy. The nose is awesome. The palate's awesome. The finish is awesome. The mouthfeel is awesome. I can't say I'm disappointed. It's hard having expectations going into stuff like this because, it's really easy to be let down, which, like, I'm sure this will probably, I don't have super high expectations. No. It's going to be fantastic, I'm sure. But I'm sure I'm going to have to agree with most of the people where it's not $500 a bottle fantastic, like everyone pays for it in secondary. But, yeah, this is real good. For $130, you can't go wrong with this. That's literally awesome. Sergey says, if you find a Russell store pick, bye. Bye. What do you think? Oaky. It is oaky. It's an oaky gal. I want to say there's like
I don't know what oak tastes like. I guess I don't go around eating wood.
This bottle will tell you what oak tastes like.
I like
that. I feel like it got more oaky. The like now that it's opened up a little bit. This Parker's Heritage, I feel like it's super oaky now.
New.
But it still smells fantastic. This was. Maybe I should just run through my top list. I still think that you guys should definitely watch the video if you guys haven't. But I will run through my top 10 of the year, just so you guys will know that. But I also want to do some like a recap of everything we've done over this year, because that's kind of another purpose of this live stream. But Peter White says Russell store picks are hard to come by without friends in New York. The ones I have had or open now are fantastic. I actually have a 2014 Russell's Reserve pick with the one off orange label. Really, that's awesome. That sounds awesome. I bet it tastes awesome too.
We don't have any friends, so.
Well, he can't get it because he's in Canada, so he has to get it from someone in America. Oh yeah, well he's our friend. We're his friend.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably could have gotten more and sent them out to you guys if you wanted them, but I don't know. They're sold out now, which sucks. I'm sorry. Manganese East is a pick, and the single barrel for Total Wines are both around 72 here. Well worth the money. Yeah, I think this was 71, 72.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it was in the 60s. It might have been 66. I think it was 66. But well worth the money. Woodman's is usually pretty cheap anyway. Area 1 says you should do an apple whiskey tasting. Like apples with whiskey or apples
Like
apple
when
tasting
you
whiskey.
dip your apples in the whiskey and then you taste it.
What if you had whiskey caramel and you dip the apple in that?
Ooh.
I bet that would be really good. Jim Beam is the best one, I think. Personally, man, huge Jim Beam fan right here. Love the Bookers, love the Bakers, love the Knob Creeks. Even the Jim Beam white label that I have sitting somewhere is literally fantastic. So I have to agree with you. I don't know if it's my favorite. I mean, it's hard to say. I've had a lot of whiskey to be able to pick out what my favorite is. But I like Jim Beam a lot. Peter White says, when I see Russell's Reserve 13, I will let you know. LOL. Yeah, well, if I ever see another one, I'll make sure that someone who deserves it gets it. And as he says, Holden is a turkey man at heart. Do love me some turkey. Honestly, I think the two top for me are Beam and turkey.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think Beam offers the perfect amount of like peanut buttery dessertiness that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And turkey offers a perfect amount of like cherry pie, like fruity dessertiness. You know? Like, and cinnamon. Yeah. Honestly, I love turkey products and I love Beam products. Probably my two favorite. I mean, Heaven Hill's great too. Man, I don't even know. I should really establish my baseline here, but they're all really good. The only ones that I would say, I'd say Heaven Hill, Beam, and Turkey are the three big ones for me. And then like Buffalo Trace, Jack Daniels or Brown-Forman or whatever, those kind of fall like, I mean, they're still great, but not like, you know, they're not like I'll buy them immediately when I see them. Except for Buffalo Trace, because obviously I'm a tater. Peter White says, I am on my second bottle of Rip 10. I would have traded it in a blink for Russell's 13. I believe that. Honestly, I do. I think this is a really cool bottle to have. It's my first one. It's more of the milestone and the excitement of having it and the adding it to the collection that is super cool. I'm excited to taste it though, which we will be getting to. Aaron is in the chat, says you can check your Russell's Reserve 13 batch by the laser code. Batch 2 is LLJL. Thank you, Aaron. I see you in here. Cheers to you. I don't know where the laser code is, guys.
Hold on.
Hold on. I don't think I'm looking in the right place either.
Let me see it. Wait, can I just scan this QR code?
I don't know. But batch by the laser code. You probably need to scan the actual
Well, I can't.
The actual thing. I don't know. You probably can do it on the internet. If you look up like Russell's Reserve.
Hold on, I want to scan that QR code and see what happens. Come here.
That's a tiny QR code.
No, I'm gonna zoom in.
Get in the light.
Okay, well you're just turning it.
Well, yeah, you gotta get in the light.
It's gonna be
okay. Area 1 says Jack Daniels is very caramely. That's true. Jack Daniels is good. I'll admit. Honestly, there's not a lot of whiskey that I dislike, but there are some ones that I do prefer. You having trouble there with that QR code? Maybe hold the phone a little bit closer.
I can't hold it straight.
Handy says, I think I pay more for Russell's and Rare Breed in Arizona for some reason. Almost everything else is cheaper. Yeah, Rare Breed is $50. Rare Breed is $45 here, I think. I think it's $45. Maybe it's $55. Not entirely sure. But yeah, Rare Breed is fantastic stuff. I actually haven't drank mine in a while. which is sad. But I've been getting a lot of new bottles, so obviously, Schmidt happens. You like Beam Profile? Grab an OGD bib. Yeah,
What's the
I've
point of the
definitely
QR
heard.
code if it doesn't work?
I don't think it's for
They're
you.
lying to us.
Maybe just look up Russell's Reserve website and then see if you can scan it.
There's too much work.
I mean, obviously it's batch 2. I got it literally, like, unless he's just had this in the back room for like over a year, year and a half, then maybe it's batch 1. But
I
yeah.
just don't understand where the letters are supposed to be.
Oh, right here. LLJL. There it is.
Where?
You gotta get in the light. Is he right there?
I can't see because your finger's in the way.
It's right here. Okay. Yes, it's LLJL, so it is
I
batch
see
2.
it.
Nice.
They should make that a little easier to see. I don't fucking glasses.
Well, honestly, if we would have known where it was in the beginning, I'm sure it would have been easy.
Look at Aaron's gonna judge us. He's gonna think we're stupid.
Unless, probably this one probably doesn't have it on. But okay. Yes, I did. I've had OGD 114. I've never had the bib. I've heard great things though. I know that I like OGD 114. It's just a matter of I haven't bought it yet. But yeah, I will get there eventually. Don't you worry. I've heard great things about Beam lovers loving that stuff. So.
Oh, he just told us.
Oh. Peter White says, Four Roses puts out a great single barrel picks. I have some serious bottles of Four Roses. Yeah, so I only have the one bottle of Four Roses single barrel strength, and it placed. What did it place? It placed.
I can right here, 21.
Number 21 for the year, which isn't the top one, but the only thing about Four Roses is that it's a spicier. It's a spicier profile than my typical go-to profile, so that probably docked it some points. But Aaron says around the basic bottle looking for. Yes, we did find it. Thank you, though.
No.
Tipsy Whisky Shenanigans is in the house. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Stephen. I got your Glen right here with a little bit of Larceny Barrel Proof Batch A123 in it. That is getting some air, but cheers. Also, I will be getting your whiskey sent out probably tomorrow. Sorry, holiday weekend and holidays, just super busy, but tomorrow it's going in the mail, and then I'll get your tracking number. So, everyone says your channel name is Aaron. Crazy. Aaron. Well, maybe he was one of the originals, one of the original YouTube people, and he was able to get his whatever name he wanted. Imagine being on YouTube so early that you could get your name. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. You almost made me spill my Russells, Bubba.
Oh.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. Wait, is he the one who says present, or is he the one who's like it's Aaron? And then he goes, "Do you need to go down to Oshak Hennessy's office? You mean O'Shaughnessy? You know, that's a great video. I love the video.
Watched it in a while.
Everyone says, I love these small group live events, not like 10,000 people trying to comment all at once. Yes, honestly,
We're cool.
We're cool. And you guys are cool for being here. We prefer having
other people have told
hands-on
us that we're
experience.
cooler than the other people because we're special.
Who told you that? Your
I think
mommy?
it was Hanging AZ.
Oh, yeah. Well, Hanging AZ's a boy. One of the boys.
I think Hanging AZ's a man. But...
No, I mean he's a man, but like he's one of the boys, you know? You know, like you say the
never
boys.
answered us when we got his name right. You must not want
That's
people to
true.
know.
That's true. Maybe it's a secret.
I'm gonna find you on Facebook.
But everyone, we love having you here, so make sure you just keep coming by. Yeah, it's definitely nicer to connect with you guys, fans and like people who want to watch.
I don't watch other channels, but I do when Holden's on them. And I personally was on one time, and I just liked how ours were better because it feels like we're having a conversation with the people in the chat rather than just with each other, and then you guys are having a conversation.
Right.
Because then I feel disconnected, and I like to talk.
Yeah,
I can't just talk to him all day. I talk to him every other day.
One of the best things about live streaming is the connection with you guys. It feels weird calling you guys fans. I honestly should probably just call you guys friends because at this point that's what you are to me.
We do
to
things.
Us.
We do things.
And we talk about
and then
you guys.
we go, oh my gosh.
So-and-so would like this. Oh my gosh, look, it's a cat. I wonder if you know Sugar Kitty type of thing,
Okay, Don't let that fraud.
I know, I was kidding. But yeah, no, we definitely like you guys. We consider you guys our friends, and I hope you guys feel the same
If
way.
we ever get a
Because
cat one day, we're gonna need
like if you guys
sugar.
were ever in the Green Bay area, I would fully expect at least a text, and maybe I could buy you guys a drink at a bar or something.
If you guys are ever in the Green Bay area, we're all gonna go to the Bourbon room, and I'm gonna use my free drink that I have.
Yeah, she got a free drink because it was her birthday. We went on her birthday. But we're at the 55-minute mark. I think it's a good time for me to bust out this Pappy.
Okay, I didn't know that if it goes 10 years and under, that doesn't say Pappy on the bottle.
Well, this is the only one that's under, or this is the youngest.
Yeah, so if we would have got 15 year, it would have said Pappy Van Winkle, right?
Yes,
Not
it would have
older
said Pappy. The 12-year says.
Because when he gave me the bottle, I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
The 12-year. The 12-year is Lot B, and I think it says Pappy Van Winkle, or maybe it says Older Van Winkle, but it's like a white label.
Uh-huh.
It's very plain.
Yeah.
The 13-year, I think, is a rye, and it's like Van Winkle family rye recipe or something. And then the 15-year is Pappy. The other one is
Yeah, it
Pappy.
says,
the other one's a Pappy.
Peter says Pappy Van Winkle is 15, 20, and 23. But it's the same thing, just a different name.
I think.
You think? Is this
I don't really
true?
know.
Because the guy on the phone was like, I have Pappy. And I was like, I'll take the Pappy.
Everyone considers it's all part of that line.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's the same mash bill or what it is. I used to know. I really did used to know. But yeah. Z says a budget bourbon boy. No shame, Lauren. No shame.
Okay.
Peter White says yes, 15, 20, 23. I still need to go have a few drinks with Tipsy Steve. True. If I'm ever in Arizona, I'm gonna get both of you guys in the same area at once. Fingers crossed.
We'll go to Colorado one day, and Arizona's not far.
True. Van Winkle Family Reserve, right? That's a 13-year-old one.
Okay.
Also Lot B. Yep, that's a 12-year-old one. I think the 12-year is Lot B. How much did you pay for the Pappy? $70.
$70. I wanted it in a raffle today.
Yep, she did, which is awesome. Like she called me at work, and I'm just like, nice. Yes, Old Rip Van Winkle. So, aged 10 summers, or it's 10 summers old, and it says asleep many years in the wood. So, ow. Okay. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, genuine old lime sour mash from Old Rip Van Winkle Distillery. This is 107 proof. It's a remarkable whiskey for memorable, but it is remarkable whiskey for memorable occasions. It is mellow aged and naturally mountain oak through 10 summers of our marvelous Kentucky sunshine. Its unusual proof has come through natural causes and contributes to its great character. You may be assured that in our family's 3 generations of distilling experience, we know of no bourbon more intriguing to the taste. This is why I have set my family name upon it. Well, it sounds like a bunch of rubbish to me, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Let's just try it.
We're going to try it. We're going to open it up and try it.
I feel like I'm going to be drunk by the end of this live stream.
Why?
Well, I had one taco.
It keeps spinning.
Do you need help?
Oh, I got her. There it is. It's so special. Maybe I should keep... Oh. Oh, how does it smell?
Really good, actually.
Okay, guys. What mash bill is this?
I can't tell if it's my hands or the corn. That smells good.
Well, your hands have like a
sweet, like they smell.
They smell like yummy. Cinnamon sugar cookies or something, like snickerdoodles. But
why?
I don't know. You tell me. What were you doing?
I don't know. Holden.
Anyway,
let's use our brains before we do stupid things.
Who said I have one of those? Well, it looks like the Old Rip Van Winkle 10 is going into a Bourbon Junkies Glencairn. Wow.
Casey's making fun of you.
You know what? Oh, bastard.
This smells really good. It smells like creme brulee.
Does it? I have a cut on my finger, and I got lime juice in it when we were eating tacos, and now I just got whiskey in it.
Tell me, Casey, make it better.
And that is why you get a fiance.
Or, I feel like once you go from fiance to wife, the wife just says, go fuck yourself.
That's true. That's why
But
you stick
I wouldn't
with a
know
fiance.
because I'm not one. We have 400 and, no wait. How many days ago was my birthday? Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 7 days ago. So we have 402 days.
Since what? To what?
Till our wedding. You're telling me you're not counting down?
Wouldn't it just be easier to do 365 plus?
No, because I remember that on my birthday, one of my family members that lives in a different state was like, "Oh, I miss you," and then I sent them back a comment that said, "Only 409 more days till I see you," because if they come to the wedding, I would see them on the wedding.
That's true.
Which was 409 days away. So 409 minus 7 is a lot easier than 365 plus.
It's not 409. Oh yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. You're doing great.
How many days are in January?
I can hold on.
Anyway, Peter White says Buffalo Trace weeded mash bill is the same for all of them. Yes, that is why this one's considered pappy to some people. Is it the same mash bill as Weller? That's my question. I can't remember. I know that I knew it was a weeded mash bill. It honestly does smell really fantastic. Casey Tisler says, have you ever had any other pappies, Holden? Well, Casey, I have not had any of the other pappies. The only pappy that I have available that I could have tried is this one, right? This is the one at the Bourbon Room in the Antique Flight?
No, the Bourbon Room has...
The 15?
No, I think the Bourbon Room has like the 20.
No.
But you can't... They used to, but it might have emptied in that and they might have just replaced it with everything. But you can't drink those.
Yes, you can only get them in an Antique Flight. It's George T. Stagg, William LaRue Weller, Weller 12, and one of the pappy lines. I can't remember.
403. So
I can't remember what
I'm confused. It is. Why it did? Maybe it goes. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't go. But yes, I was right.
You have to buy in the Antique Flight, which is $160 for 1 ounce pours of all of those. So, like, if you've never had any of them, and it's your birthday or it's Christmas or you're celebrating something, you just graduated something. Sure, $160. Try out 4 really rare whiskeys that you might not ever see in the wild. Yeah, okay. But honestly, I have never done it, and I love whiskey, so if that shows you anything.
I offered to buy it for him for his birthday, and he said no. Even though then I went and spent like an ass.
She offered to buy it for me for my birthday, but it was more one of those things where, like, I know with my persistence, the amount I hunt, my YouTube channel, like the odds of me getting it are a lot more likely than other people. And I figured like I'll have these bottles over time.
I'm surprised that you couldn't get a glass at the Sazerac house.
I was too. I mean, they have a freaking shelf full of it.
Well, yeah, and like they were having glasses of other stuff that's technically considered rare.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, and you couldn't buy any, like nothing. Like I was honestly kind of that would never fly in Wisconsin. I'm just saying.
Wisconsin drinks their alcohol.
There are lots of places in Wisconsin you can only get at the place, and it makes it rare, but it's just as good.
True.
If not better. Which I'm sure other states have that too, but what the fuck is that? I mean, it would be just as rare if you could only get it at the Sazerac house.
That's true.
Because then the people in Louisiana would have a ton, and no one else would have any because nobody wants to drive down there just for bourbon. But people that would go would automatically buy it, and they would probably buy a bunch, and then they would make a bunch of money. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't take business school. This is just in my brain.
Yeah. It says Bonnie on it. But anyway, Casey says eucalyptus, making fun of me for my advent calendar of when I was wearing mint chapstick while I was drinking whiskey. I said Eagleware had a eucalyptus smell. Well, it does not have eucalyptus smell, but it does smell fantastic. Circuity.
If you guys didn't watch any of the advent calendar, you just go and watch that one because it's really
fun. Or join Patreon and watch the bloopers because the bloopers
you haven't put up yet, right?
Nope.
Maybe that can be your goal to get through all the videos.
Well, I already.
What?
The year ended already.
Next year. This year. That'll be your resolution.
To get through all the what videos?
The other videos.
What other videos?
Put all our bloopers on the internet.
Oh no, I have it all. I have it almost done. I'm missing I haven't done like 5 or 10 days, but I have
5 or 10. That's half.
I
a
know,
month.
but there's a lot less bloopers on the last half of the month than on the first half of the month because
because I was baking cookies.
yeah, well, we had gotten more I'd gotten the hang of it more, so I was fumbling my words a lot less, and I was working a lot, so
I think just the wine has floaters because this one has floaters too, and I changed.
Maybe it's the cork.
Oh no.
But anyway,
who's Bad Bob?
I don't know. I'm not that far down.
Well, you're so slow.
I have to run, guys. God bless you. See you soon. Area 1, thanks for coming in, man. I hope I didn't take too long to answer that. Hopefully you're not already gone, but cheers to you. Thanks for being here. Love seeing you in here. So we'll see you next time. Peter White says yes to them being the same mash bill as Weller's.
Nice.
I'm sure. True Kitty says definitely the same as Weller. It's why everyone is after Weller and they call it Pappy Jr. True. See, I knew all this stuff at one point, probably like 6 months to a year ago. But ever since I got ever since I got my second job, I've been watching a lot less YouTube and a lot less whiskey YouTube and stuff like that. So I've been really down on my just common knowledge stuff. But yes, I knew that at one point. Peter White says the best weeded bourbon in Buffalo Trace puts out, in my opinion, is William LaRue Weller. Yeah, I mean that is the one. There are three Buffalo Trace products that I mean, there's a few Buffalo Trace products that I would love to have. Not yet.
I'll try.
You can do it first.
I told you it smells like creme brulee.
Okay. It's weeded, so it should be nice and yummy.
Or kind of like our bread puddings, but that's vanilla, so like it's got like that vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, William LaRue Weller, George T. Stagg, and Eagle Rare 17. Those are the 3 BTAC bottles that I want.
It doesn't have much to it.
No? Pretty flat?
A lot more on the nose than there is on the tongue.
Okay.
It didn't even burn my tongue.
Well, it's only 107 proof.
I know, but things usually, if I base it, if it burns my tongue, then it's probably better than the other ones.
Well?
Because there are some under that still burn my tongue.
We'll just have to see. There's a good amount of oak in here, though. That's for sure. But, yeah, let's get on the palate.
If you mix that and this, it kind of tastes like butter. Like a lot. Now I'm trying to guess up for this and tell me your mouth doesn't taste like butter. You agree with me?
No, I mean, no.
Oh.
I think it's really good. I mean, I don't think it's go crazy. It's nuts for it good.
But like, I'm assuming if it was any more years than that, it probably would be go nuts good.
Oh yeah, but this was $70. I mean,
no, I'm not saying anything.
I mean, it's good. I mean, for $70, I would buy. If that was on the shelf for $70, I would probably have one on my shelf at all times. Like that's how good it is. But I would never pay secondary for it. So if that tells you guys anything, I'll put a review on this eventually.
It tastes like butter if you mix it with wine, apparently. So maybe I'm crazy.
It does have like a very desserty sweetness to it.
Right? I told you.
Like pastries.
Yeah.
Like
a croissant, like a fresh croissant.
Yeah, like a turtle, like it's got like kind of like it's caramel or butterscotch and turtle. What's drizzled on? It's caramel, right? It's caramel, chocolate, and pecans.
Or
right?
You can make them with any kind of nut you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting like a very like caramely, maybe a little bit of chocolate in there
like,
too.
You can do like some caramel tastes like vanilla to me, at least.
Oh yeah, I mean I think it
smells like creme brulee, and I think it tastes like, or like our bread pudding that we made, like a vanilla. Which the bread pudding had a vanilla topping on. Excuse me. Okay, are you gonna taste this now?
Yeah, it's got some spice in it
butter?
Too. It definitely has some baking spices in it. But now let's get some butter.
Tell me your mouth doesn't after you swallow it. Go like this. My mouth tastes like butter.
I don't eat butter really.
Do you know what butter tastes like?
Well, I don't eat butter.
What a weirdo.
I don't just eat butter. Lauren made homemade butter
I
today
made homemade
by
butter
hand.
today. I shook.
She put it in a shaker cup, like for protein shakes, and she literally made butter.
I'm gonna try making a compound butter after.
Casey says it was the 12-year white label, I thought.
You know, we'll go back and then we'll figure it out. He's talking about the fancy plate.
Yeah.
You know,
it's changed over the years. It used to be.
I think it has.
They had a bottle of this up there at one point.
You used to be able to buy an ounce of any of them, and then they changed it to that's only allowed in the antique plate.
Right.
And I think it's because because I'm assuming they weren't as hard to find. Like
no, yeah, they weren't. They just not sit on the shelves, but they were available.
Yeah, like normal, like like maybe like the larceny barrel proof, how like you not necessarily like see it all the time, but like right, it was something more like that.
Yeah.
But like when you did find it, you were excited because you found it, but like it really wasn't like, oh my god.
I mean, I'd say the most exciting thing that I found. The three most exciting things that okay, I get excited a lot, clearly. But between the Master's Keep, the Angel's Envy, and then I found the Parker's Heritage and Old Fitz at the same time, and then Lauren texting me saying that she found this Russell's. Those are probably the three most, like,
so
oh my
this
God,
Russell's came out, like, right before his birthday, and I specifically remember your friends asking me what kind of bourbon you liked or wanted, and we're gonna go look. And I was like, well, right now we're on the hunt for Russell's 13, but we haven't seen it anywhere. So when I saw it in December, I'm like, what the F? I thought we were never gonna see it.
Yeah, me too. I was fully prepared to just wait till next year and try to find it again.
Yeah.
Haney's just had to jump on and say hi to Bad Axe Bob. So
I didn't know that I know at Bad Axe Bourbon. I didn't know his name was Bob. So that's why I was confused.
Bad Axe Bobby.
Is that the one that we watched that one time? And there was like a lady on his show too.
I don't know if we watched them together before.
I think we did. Because I think I remember you saying like, oh, like that's Bad Axe Bourbon. Like
maybe.
He's got a lady on his show.
I don't know if he has a lady on his show.
And she's got like dark hair. I feel like every whiskey lady on her like man's show, I don't know like all of them, but I just know most of them are on them like how we do it, you know, right? They always have dark hair. I haven't seen one blonde whiskey drinker.
Well, Haney says, or Sugar says, Bobby not swinging that axe too much tonight.
Does a little bit quiet tonight, and
then he's been in here. No, I don't think he always does. Because otherwise, I probably would have plugged him more.
Why he could just come with us and we could talk.
That's true. I should hit him up. Sugar, his wife probably told him to simmer down. So he does have a wife. Maybe she is on there with him. Eagle Rush 17, not as great as you might think, even at the higher proof. Yeah, you know, and that's what I heard too. He said Eagle Rush 17. I just like that's 10-year. Oh. The 17 is a BTAC bottle.
Oh. That's when we saw at the store when we went in the glass case.
I'm sure. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it looks the same as George C. Stagg and William Weller. Those tall cylindrical bottles. Yeah. No, I mean it's more of like what I really want is a double Eagle very rare. Like if I could get a double Eagle very rare, I think my life would be complete. It's probably the top tier best of the best. I mean, not even that it's the best of the best whiskey, but I am a sucker for boxes and presentations of whiskey. I mean, this Angel's Envy. Oh my gosh!
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So if we go to the country, everything comes in a box, right? Like how Scotch is.
If you go to a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, not everything, but.
But like most stuff will come in a box.
Yeah, it depends on the box. Some people like. I don't know.
But like, okay, would this Russell's have come in a box? Like this, nothing. I don't know if you because can you get Russell's outside of this thing?
I don't know if you can get the 13, but you can.
But like, just saying, like, if this bottle, like this, like rarity, importance, like goodness.
Yeah, but they're more like.
With this, like.
Yeah, but they're not in presentation boxes. It's more like it's how my Glencairns come in a box. That's the kind of box. It's just like a thin cardboard box that holds the bottle type of thing. So it's not like amazing. I mean, some companies definitely step up their box game. Kind of like you can see the scotches, like the Port Charlotte, the Classic Lottie.
I want to try the
The which one? This one.
The monkey shoulder.
Monkey shoulder. The Highland Scotch. Since she is drinking her Scotch on the rocks.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't see my shirt.
I like my Scotch on the rocks.
Doesn't Alyssa say I like my Scots on the rocks?
I don't know what she
I
said.
got it from the
but-
same place.
Well, I know
just got
it's
the gray
same
one.
shirt. Oh
I thought hers said I like my Scots on the rocks.
no, it's Scotch.
Oh.
Because it's a
Well, anyway, this is my new shirt, guys.
What's it called when there's two meanings in rap?
A double entendre.
Double entendre, yeah. It's a double entendre basically. Sugar Kitty, Mad Cool Kitty
This
at my
smells like
brother's house.
pizza, like vegetable
Tell this.
pizza.
Vegetable pizza?
Like a lot. Like some sort of vegetable, I just don't know what.
Isaiah V says, LOL, I told you, listen to the savant, Holden. What did he tell me?
What the fuck's a savant?
The savant? Daniel Shook? Just kidding. I mean, a savant is like a master
This is
taster.
extremely easy to drink. I need
Yeah,
something higher.
it is.
You know what I should get myself?
What should you get yourself?
The #1 whiskey of the year.
You know what? I think this is a good time to recap the year. Actually, I should catch up on the comments.
I need a cup. I don't even get a colored one. I cleaned all of them.
No, the other two colored ones are on
I'm
the...
gonna use independent jokes, even though he's not here.
Okay, well, we're gonna... I rinsed it and I'm gonna dry it. If you're gonna drink that expensive one, then you gotta have at least a semi-clean blend so that it doesn't
This is my
ruin the
favorite one,
flavors.
guys, and it's got the curves like.
My favorite one too.
Hey.
Um,
My favorite one, and I knew it was the best one. And you came out here and you had to do a whole 25 bottles to figure that out. I am on top of my crap. Oh.
it is really good.
Oh, it smells different today.
Oh yeah?
Because I've drinking quite a bit.
No, that's how it smells good. It's just so good. The nose on this one got the highest remarks in my blinds.
It smells like I'm just eating whatever it is. I think it's like a cinnamon toast crunch, but it's not very cinnamony. Like just a frosted crunch. The milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is really good. I love that nose and that bottle.
Yum.
Haney said Elvis the cat is best friends with their lab Weimarner.
Are they talking
Weimarner?
about Bad Bourbon?
No, he said that he met a cool kitty at his brother's house and his name was Elvis.
Oh, that's a nice
Casey
name.
Chisler says I'm gonna get a butter churn for y'all's wedding.
Please don't get us a butter churn for our wedding.
Hey,
Oh my goodness.
Casey, you can go ahead and get
No!
the
Holden, there's gonna be 0 bourbon on our freaking list. You can get
it doesn't
Holden
have to
a
be
gift
for the wedding. It can
for
just be
his bachelor party.
yeah.
And it can be a bourbon, but for our wedding, it needs to be something cooler. I should tell Casey what I'm gonna get for your wedding gift from me. You're gonna die when I give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I already talked to my dad about it. And he thinks it's really cool too. And he says that if yours turns out cool, that he thinks he's gonna buy one for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm not telling you. But like, it's gonna put the bar high for whatever you get me for your gift to me.
You mean a $5,000 ring wasn't enough? Damn. What a woman want.
I'm gonna use ours during the wedding, so I'm gonna give it to you in the morning. But it's really cool. So when the Tuesday after we get married, I will show you guys. So 403, 404, 405, 406 days. I will show you what I'm getting Holden.
Yes.
But I have to go and get it soon because I think they take like a really long time. But I'm not really sure because I've never gotten one before.
What is it?
I'm not telling you, but I found one and I was like, it was really cool. But I think that it's gonna go with our wedding theme so well. Like I'm really excited.
This does have a lot of like caramel creme brulee, like ness on it. It's really nice. Haney Z says Eagle Rare was originally at 101 proof. I think. He says Eagle Rare was supposed to be the turkey killer. Interesting.
Do you like turkey or do you like Eagle Rare better?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking the wall.
Well, I thought maybe you were asking Haney Z.
Well, I don't know.
I like. If I had to choose one or the other,
Are you just going with the tater vibe today?
No, I was gonna say turkey.
Turkey?
I was like, if I was reaching on the shelf, like I could only have one bottle, it would be the turkey. I mean, it just hits all the marks. It's got the proof, it's got the viscosity, the mouthfeel, the flavors that I like, and the Eagle Rare is good. It's very good, actually. I drink it a lot. Not as good as Turkey 101, but Double Eagle should be flipped and used for down payment on a house. Yeah, basically.
One day we're going to have a house and we're not going to be in this ugly colored room.
Yeah, these walls are ugly as heck. Monkey Shoulder is good. I agree. Michter's 20 would pulverize Double Eagle as well as most everything else in the bourbon world. Have you had the Michter's 20 then?
Wait, he's had Double Eagle Very Rare?
No, he said would pulverize.
But how does he know if
Because apparently he's probably had the Michter's 20 and it's probably really
okay, but what if the Double Eagle Very Rare is really good?
I don't think it is. I think it's more of a rarity, cool box, cool decanter, cool everything about it is cool.
You saw one in person. You might never find one, but you looked at it.
True.
With your bare eyes, not in a picture.
True, but it was in a display case in a museum. A literal museum, not like I could have bought it for $10,000.
I will say, though, if anyone ever goes
to New Orleans,
to New Orleans, I was half as much as I am into bourbon as I am now, and I'm really not that into bourbon, but I found it so interesting, and I'm not, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, it was actually a really cool museum.
It was really cool.
And they have drinks along the way. I mean, come on. And it was like $11, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can.
It was really cheap to get into it. No way, the museum was free.
Yeah.
The museum was free. And then you got drinks along the way.
Yeah, and the shop afterward wasn't even that expensive. I mean, I got the placemat.
Yeah, they had tons of stuff, which you can. The thing is, you can buy all that online. But the thing is you probably pay a shipping fee online, and it's probably the same price as it is in the store. So you're better off going and buy. If like you're already down there, going and buying. But if you have no desire to go to like the South, then maybe just buy it online. But the museum was so cool, and it was like there were so many. Like it had so many parts to it that even if you didn't like one part of the museum, it wasn't like it was all history or all this. Like there was some really cool, like they had some sciencey stuff. They had tastings. They had more bourbon-y aspects. They had more just alcohol in general. They had more history about Louisiana. They had history about the Prohibition era. They had like a history about France. They had like interactive things. They had movies. They had the interactive people. Like it was really cool. Honestly, if we went back, I would do it again.
Me too.
And I don't like bourbon that much.
Gladly.
I really only like Woodford Reserve. So, and the fact that I'm going to go to the Sazerac house and like it.
That's true.
You should wear your,
got bourbon face and shit street? Wait, now what?
Your Buffalo Trace shirt.
Oh, like right now?
No, just Monday.
Oh, yeah, I will. Peter White says Victor's, I said that already. Yeah, no, I mean, for $1,200, it better knock some things out of the park. Which Old Forester? When did we talk? Wait.
We talked about Old Forester a long time ago.
I don't know. Kid Sugar, he says, Rain Man is a savant, can't tie his own shoes, but brilliant in other ways.
Like the song? Wait, is that a song?
Well, there's a song called Rain Man by Eminem, but that's not what he's talking about.
Do you think Eminem likes whiskey?
Since he's sober?
Oh.
Probably not.
I forgot. I only think of him now. You know what I mean? Like, I was too young to think of him that way.
That's true.
Like, I only think of him now.
You only think of him as, like, the adult.
The good, really good guy that he is now. Like, I don't think of him back then. Because I was just too young to understand. And my parents did not let me listen to his music when I was a kid.
Neither did mine.
I probably didn't hear my first Eminem song until I was in high school. Which is absolutely insane. But my parents, when I was young, my parents censored a lot of stuff.
Yeah, mine too. I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob.
We watched SpongeBob religiously at my house. Do you think that or what was your mom's reaction the first time you showed her an Eminem song?
I think it was probably Love the Way You Lie.
Oh, so that song's fine. That's actually like I can see parents letting children listen to that song.
This thing has a
You were
cover on it.
smart. You started in with like and then you went and you shouldered back.
Well, you know
10
what?
songs later.
It's like one of those things where like he's got bad songs,
Rain
and
Man's a movie.
my whole thing with Eminem is like a lot of the stuff he says is really funny. That's one of the things I enjoy about listening to him. But the other thing
Eminem
is
on the top 200 list from Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
You know that Celine Dion didn't make the entire list.
Wait, what was it top 200?
Top 200 singers of all time.
Was it selling or was it?
No, like
Oh,
top
actually, I don't
200 singers
know.
of all time.
I saw a
Celine
list of
Dion
selling.
didn't make the list, and people are angry.
He was
and
in like top 5 of selling.
There was these people on this list that I just 200 singers is not that many. If you really think about it,
That's true.
You should know I should have known the names of at least the top 100, and I didn't. Because there's like how many years of it? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm gonna look it up.
Guys,
I only have 2% battery. Can I have your phone? I'm gonna look it up.
The old Rip Van Winkle is certifiably fantastic. I would drink this if this was on my shelf and easy to get. I would reach for it. Which it says a lot for me because I have my stuff that I like, and normally Buffalo Traces isn't on that list, but this old Rip Van Winkle is definitely hitting the spot. Idiot Savant. I'm so confused about who's the savant here. Is it me? Am I a savant?
We're stupid. We're the idiots.
I don't know if they're talking about Dan Shook because he always is self-proclaimed
Billie Eilish
savant.
was 198.
Well, we know that list is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even a singer. She's a...
Kelly Clarkson was 194. That's wild.
Haney Z says, Mama needs some dishes, Holden. Yeah, and then Sugar said, you tell him, Lauren. They're making fun of me for getting yelled at.
Yeah, because you wouldn't give me a nice cup, and I was the one who did the dishes.
MC Squared Whiskey just did a Masters Keep Unforgotten review. Really? I have a Masters Keep Unforgotten. And I'm going to be doing a review of it. Yes, I will do a review of it. I had to get through Advent and all that kind of stuff, but I'll definitely have to check out MC Squared Whiskey's review of it because he knows what he's doing. So I'd love to hear what he thinks about it. It was good. The only thing that put it so far back on the top list for me was a proof because I'm a proof hound. So that's how that is. I'm thinking Jesus Mixers is good, just a tad overpriced. Yeah, I think $1,200 for a bottle of whiskey is a lot.
I'm shocked. Carrie Underwood was 158. She's a gorgeous voice.
Yeah, I don't know how they got that list. Peter White says I put in for Double Eagle in a lottery. Amazingly, did not win. You know what, Peter? If you ever get Double Eagle, I'll buy it for double the price from you. Just kidding. I mean, I would probably. Let's be honest. But not that you would ever give it up. That's one of those bottles where I would love to open it and drink it. But it's one of those things like for that price.
I don't know.
$20,000 buys a whole lot of other really good whiskey. Would you be mad at me if I spent $20,000 on a Double Eagle Very Rare?
If you spent $20,000 on anything other than like me, I would be really upset.
Other than you?
Yeah.
Rain Man is the movie. Dustin Hoffman. Yes. Do I know Dustin Hoffman?
Yes, I knew that was a movie. I just was being stupid because I'm a little tipsy.
Joshua says my first live will be tomorrow at 6. Tune in.
I'm working at 6, Josh.
I'm not. I'll be there. I should set a reminder. But that is I forgot the name of it. Hold on. It Be Brave, Let's Talk. That's what it is.
You got
I knew that. I didn't even have to scroll up and look. I mean, I started scrolling up and looking.
No one yelled at you. I was encouraging you.
Be Brave, Let's Talk at 6 o'clock tomorrow, CVT. So whatever that time is for y'all. Basically, the same time I start live streaming is when he will be live streaming tomorrow. So make sure if you guys feel free to tune in to that. So I'll be there. Peter White says, not if you still want to get married.
Okay, it's definitely not best-selling because Taylor Swift's one of the best-selling people, and she's 102.
Well, I saw the best-selling list.
Elton John is 100. I'm shocked. I would have thought he would have been way down the list.
Yeah. I'm going back to this Larceny A123.
Usher's on the list.
Oh my goodness. Smell this. Hold on. What do you get?
You're holding it. Something I don't know what it is.
It smells
It smells very sweet.
so much better than I originally thought.
It's like super sweet.
It's a certain kind of candy that it smells like, but I can't put my finger on it and it's going to bother me. Oh, that smells really good.
Michael Jackson was only 86. I'm just shocked.
I love
Johnny
Michael
Cash
Jackson.
was 85. I would have thought that Johnny Cash would have been a little bit lower, like maybe in the 40s.
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse before Michael Jackson and Johnny Cash.
I don't even know who Amy Winehouse is.
She sings probably one song that you might know. She died a couple of years back. I don't remember when. You would know probably one of her songs. I don't think you would know more than one, to be honest with you.
Oh, this Larceny A123 is phenomenal. It's a lot better than I thought it was. It's like
Rihanna's 68. I kind of agree with that.
Eminem better be on this list, otherwise that list.
I haven't gotten to him yet.
What I was saying before though about Eminem is a reason that I always loved listening to him. Apart from his humor, because he's freaking hilarious. A lot of the stuff he says is super sarcastic. But like he's so smart.
Here, I agree.
He's literally so smart. Like
Willie Nelson, I agree.
You just keep interrupting me.
I'm just speaking out loud. I'm not interrupting you.
Anyway, he comes up with some of the best like one-liners.
Well, the thing is that Eminem writes his own songs.
I know.
A lot of people have good voices,
so good.
but they don't write their songs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like difference. He's just so smart. He can come up with stuff that is literally like it has a triple, quadruple entendres. It literally means 1,000 things, and like he just like says it, just it's crazy. Wow.
I'm in the 30s and I don't know any of these people. Oh, Dolly Parton's 27. Paul McCartney 26. Mary J. Blige is 25.
What? I don't even know who that was until the Super Bowl halftime show last year.
Like she doesn't have a bad voice, but like out of everyone.
Well, we're at 22 is Adele, and so far Eminem hasn't come up. So either he's number one or he's not on the list.
Sinatra is 19.
I don't even know.
Elvis is 17. Prince is 16. Okay, I'm so far agreeing with this part. Bob Dylan. I've never really listened to him. Freddie Mercury's 14. Totally agree. He's got a great voice. Patsy Cline, classic. John Lennon, like really, like put him next to fucking Paul McCartney. Leave me alone. I don't know who Little Richard is. Al Green. I've never really heard his songs.
Otis Redding.
Beyonce's 8. I disagree with that. Beyonce's old songs good. Her new song's shitty.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder 7. I agree. Ray Charles, Mariah Carey. Okay, she can sing one fucking Christmas song. Oh my god. Billie Holiday, agree. Sam Cooke.
We're getting down to the top numbers here, and I haven't seen a single Eminem yet.
Whitney Houston is 2. I agree. She's a gorgeous voice. Where the fuck is number 1? Aretha Franklin. Agree. Yeah, Eminem's not on the list. Celine Dion's not on the list. There's a lot of people not on that list that should be.
Basically, that list is bullshit. It means nothing to me.
There's a lot of people missing from that list.
That list means nothing to me. If Eminem's not on that, I don't care if you don't like rap.
Okay.
Everyone has to admit that he is so good.
It's like if Rihanna's on the list,
right.
Eminem should be on the
list. Mary J. Blige is on the list.
Mary J. Blige is that low on the list?
How can Mary J. Blige?
No, Mary J. Blige has a beautiful voice.
No, yeah, she's good.
But like, I don't know, same type of music to me. You know what I mean? Nicki Minaj wasn't on the list. I mean, come on, iconic right there.
Sugar says,
Pink was not on the list, Mom. My mom just texted me. Pink wasn't on the list. Again, another like iconic of her time. Who else wasn't on the list? Freaking Jennifer Hudson wasn't on the list. She's got a beautiful voice. Whole bunch of people missing from like.
Wait,
ABBA wasn't on the list. I don't know who. Taylor Swift is 102.
Oh, 102.
Which even if you don't like Taylor Swift, she has like the biggest fan base this planet has ever known.
Right.
So I mean, besides like Elvis and stuff like that, but like
that's true.
For girl singers.
That's true.
I
hate to admit it, I'm not a Swiftie, but that's true.
I was a Swiftie when I was a kid. I saw her in concert. I freaking love Taylor Swift. I'm not the biggest fan. Like. She got a little weird for a while. I don't dislike her music now, way overplayed on the radio. But her old music,
Obviously, you have to listen to the Taylor's version because I don't agree what they did to her. Justin Bieber wasn't on the list. Wow. And say what you want about Justin Bieber. I didn't like him when he first came out. I was never a believer. But he has a gorgeous voice.
I'll admit, I didn't like him when he came out either. But
Yeah.
he's not bad.
Never been like a believer that like I'm not a fangirl about him. But he has a gorgeous voice. I mean, he's young too. And it's like, come on, people. Like, whoever wrote that list is living in.
True. Be Brave Us Talk says, yes, sorry, this account will be live at 6. Yes, that is the account. That is Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. Sugar Kitty put the link in the description or in the chat, so thank you, Sugar Kitty. Peter White says, well, Aretha Franklin
I agree. I do agree with their like last chunk of people. Yeah. They totally deserve to be there. Aretha Franklin, 100%. Whitney Houston, 100%. And in the description, it even acknowledged the fact that her song was her like big song that she came out. I mean, tons of her songs were huge, but her song "I Will Always Love You" that was written by Dolly Parton, and Dolly Parton sang it first, and they acknowledged that in like the little description. So like I like that they did that, but Dolly Parton was on the list too. Miley Cyrus wasn't on the list. Say what you want about Miley Cyrus, but she's got one of those voices that is totally different than anyone else's.
True. Josh says, hot take here, says Mary J. quite possibly the best female artist of all time.
No, I definitely agree with. She was pretty low on the list. Like she's not bad. Like I don't dislike Mary J. Blige. I just think that other people could have been before her.
My only thing with her is I don't know one song by her. Or maybe I know one. I know one.
No,
I don't.
She definitely like the thing is like a lot of those singers too like paved the way for other singers, and that's why they're like so iconic too. You have to think about it in that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Peter Bright says you can keep him. Gag gift from Canada.
You don't like Eminem in Canada?
I'm sure.
Does he say bad things about Canada in his songs? Because he probably.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, and
Jay-Z. Easy. Yeah, I don't like Jay-Z either. Easy. Yeah. No, I mean I don't think they have any rappers in there apart from Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige and Rihanna, and yeah, that was it for rappers. I mean like big name rappers at least.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know this A123 is a lot better with some air. So I'm gonna let the bottle open up a little bit before I review it. I'll make sure I keep the glass out for a little bit before I review it this week for the video. But I placed it against C921, which I personally loved. Tastes like a Snickers bar, but this is actually really good. The astringent note kind of fell away, and it has this very nice. That's what he says. Very nice, like sweet note. Josh says of that era, at least Mary J is goated for that era. I just don't. Yeah. I haven't heard enough of her stuff to know. Peter White says Eminem is not from Canada. Bieber is though. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, Bieber's from Canada. And I don't know, like I said, like he's not like the best singer on this planet, but he wasn't on the list at all. And he has a beautiful voice, and he changed a lot of his songs. Like he sang them like little boy, like because he was when he first came out with them.
He was.
But like if you listen to like the way he remakes the songs for like his concerts now, like his voice has matured, and it's like he's got a beautiful voice. I think
it is really.
I would go to one of his concerts, not even because I'm a believer.
Yeah. Josh made a good point. Dr. Dre. Isn't on the list.
I think it was anti-rap because there was no like. I mean, if you really think about it, I don't think Rihanna is technically considered rap, and I don't think Mary J. Blige is either.
That's true. You know, because they sing in there.
And they missed every single male because obviously rap was a male-dominated thing for like a really long time, and it was also they had to have people because they won't be on the radio for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Forgot about Dre.
Oh, is that a song, right?
Yeah.
They had him in the basement.
It's with Eminem.
Yeah, I know. That's what the lyrics are, right?
No. That was in a different Eminem song.
He's dead.
No, that's from an Eminem song.
That's what we were talking about.
It goes something like, nowadays everybody want to talk to, like they got something to say. Nowadays everybody want to talk to, they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips because a bunch of gibberish. Something. Forget about Dre or something like that.
Dr. Dre.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk. They got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the list. It's just a bunch of gibberish. The motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. Like motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people missing. Like we could talk for hours about who
for sure.
On that list. I'm shocked that Celine Dion's not on it. I know everyone's mad that Celine Dion's not on it, but I'm shocked that Celine Dion's not on it.
Yeah. I mean, I like Celine Dion. I don't even know a lot. I mean, I know her iconic songs, but I just love singing Celine Dion. Were any of the Righteous Brothers on the list? If not, then the list is a fail. You can look that up. While she does that, I'm gonna go over. I'm just do a recap of the year. Because I said we were gonna do that, and then after that, I will go through my top 25 list and kind of just explain some shocking things.
So the list is a fail.
The list is a fail. Yeah. So this year started off on a weaker note. Sorry, last year started off 2022 started off on a weaker note. I had COVID. I had taken almost a whole month off of YouTube. It was just rough between the holidays and COVID and kicking my butt and that kind of stuff. It wasn't the start we were looking for on the Bourbon bar.
Was still in school.
Lauren was in school. I was living alone, sad and miserable. Had a lot of anxiety. But anyway, slowly over time, things got better. We went to New Orleans
first I graduated.
First we
moved in together and got engaged.
I proposed.
Then I graduated, and then we went to New Orleans. I got a job.
We went to New Orleans, which I think was probably one of the highlights of this year. I mean, the culture, not only the culture for both of us and the experience that it was, our first vacation together, where it was like a big
because we've gone to
vacation.
Weekend getaways.
Yeah, we've gone to weekend getaways, but like flying a plane to the other side of the country and a whole week's worth of vacation and a lot to do. It was super fun, especially in a country so rich with bourbon culture and whiskey culture and culture in general. But like being a bourbon enthusiast, I personally loved the drinking aspect of it. But also just like everything else about the Creole food, the ghost tours and witch tours. It was great. The Sazerac house, like we had mentioned, was one of the highlights for sure. And we came back and we did, summer things. We went up north. I went golfing a lot without Loren. I went golfing a lot with Loren. I drank some whiskey while we golfed. I drank some beer while we golfed. And yeah, YouTube was a steady thing. And then we went to Chicago again. We went to Chicago for the second time in August, kind of for my birthday. Not really for my birthday, but it was more like a weekend getaway that happened to be close to my birthday. That was really fun. It was a good time. Then, after that, winter was among us, or starting to close up the summer fun that we had. And
fall?
Well, yeah.
Fall was among us.
Fall is winter. Come on. The leaves are falling off the tree, changes colors and stuff like that. And yeah, it gave me more time to kind of do the whiskey thing and get a little bit more serious to the bourbon bar, which I always was serious about it. It already takes a lot of commitment to even start a YouTube channel in the first place. So I was already invested. But yeah, it was like one of those things with winter coming along. I had more time. I could put out more content. I could do some more stuff, find some more bottles, especially being allocation season. And then, speaking of allocation season, we wanted a house. We want to have a wedding. We want to have an easier life. So I decided to get a second job. While it sucks that I had to get a second job to support the whiskey habits and our future and that kind of thing.
That was a man's job anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it really...
I'm just kidding. It's not like I stay home and clean.
Yeah, it really helped with the whiskey. I tell you what, guys, I would not have probably would have gotten 1 out of 5 of all these great whiskeys that I've gotten recently if I didn't have that second job, because I could not have spent that kind of money on this kind of stuff, because that's just not financially responsible with me. And I'm not quite at that point where I would be able to support a YouTube channel with just the YouTube channel. But I am super thankful that all you guys are here. Whether you're Patreons or not, I do have a few Patreons, and thank you guys greatly for helping me out on Patreon. It means the world to me. But even just the guys hanging out, the guys in the live stream every week, like that was so much fun for both of us. Even Loren has fun, and it was one of those things. Getting her into it was a lot harder because she's not really into whiskey.
Yell at me about the things I said. You're not talking that up. You need to say more. Be my picture.
That's not true.
Don't talk like that.
There was only 2 of those things that were true. One of them was we tried recording a video one time. It was actually the review for the Sazerac Cognac, and she was talking really quietly, and I wasn't being mean. I was just like,
he's like,
can you please
do you
talk a
see
little
how I
louder?
talk like this? And I was like,
no, I was like, can you please talk a little louder? Like, then I said like,
you were
notice
like,
how
I talk like this.
Notice how I
this is
talk
how,
like.
And I was like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I wanted to smack you and stuff one of the bottles up your butt.
Long story short, that video never came out. I re-recorded that video. That never came out. I didn't use one file from that video, I don't think. So there were some ups and downs. But long story short, here we are now, and she thoroughly enjoys, I think, doing this with me and with you guys. I think that helps a lot.
Well, I just like spending time with you.
What about them?
They're not here.
Yes, they are.
Well, on the internet, I don't know what anyone look like. Except for Josh and Casey.
Well, we know what Sugar Kitty looks like.
That's true, Sugar Kitty, that's the max.
And we know what the other YouTubers look like.
No, I don't. I just imagine faces. I thought Sugar Kitty had like a beard that like went down to his belly button. And he doesn't.
Just because he's a cat doesn't mean he has to
Look,
be hairy.
I don't know what you were expecting me to think, okay? Cats have hair.
But anyway, so yeah, I got a second job, but it allowed me to score some amazing whiskey. And then the holidays came.
I'm confused. I said, you know what I look like.
Recon Bros.
Do I know who
Is that Hudson in the chat? What the heck? I think that's Hudson. But we'll get to you.
Tell us your name. We gotta finish.
We gotta finish
my feet because I've had too much.
I know
to
Recon
drink
Bros is definitely a username for video games that I've seen before and I played with. I think it's Hudson, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But so the end of the year, I mean, I've spent in the last 3 months, I've spent probably $2,000. No. $1,500. Wait, hold on. Okay, well, let's think. My top 10 lineup alone was $1,500.
Hold on.
Well,
that's too much money.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's
like 2 of my paychecks.
This shelf. What else was on this shelf? Oh, the Russell's 13. When the Russell's 13 is on that shelf,
I bought the Russell's 13.
That's an $800 shelf. This is $200. That's already $1,000. And yeah, I spent.
What are my
This was 130.
That spend this much money.
This was only 70. But...
Hold on, that's like more than we spent on our entire trip to New Orleans.
And that is why I needed a second job. But long story short, here we are. The allocation season.
Why don't we get them on the discount?
We do. We never pay over MSRP.
Okay, but that's not a discount. That's just the price.
Well, technically, I could turn around and sell them for twice as much as I bought them for, but I just don't because I enjoy
open them and drink
whiskey.
them and put our tongues in the bottle. Like, we can't do that.
But long story short, I've been very fortunate with my whiskey huntings, and with the second job, and with you guys like being here. Like, this is awesome. So thank you all for being here. Now, we'll catch up in the comments, and then we're gonna go over my top 25 bourbon list of the year. Like I said, I already have a video out for it, but there's just some things that like I want to point out with the list that I think are really cool. Want to touch base with like some things and like break down how I was when I was actually tasting them. Like I said, you guys can go on my Patreon and find the actual video of me tasting the top 10 whiskeys and how my process of blind tasting them went. But if you're not, then you kind of have this little section where I can talk to you guys. But Casey Tisler says, "Long neck motherfucker, you look like Celine Dion with a concussion."
I don't get it.
It's from a video. Oh. It's what's his name? I forget what his name is, but yes, very funny. Casey Recon Bro says, "You know what I look like? If you're Hudson, then I do. If you're not Hudson, then I probably know what you look."
I guess it is Hudson.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but maybe he only said that because I said it was Hudson. I just know that I've played video games with a Recon Bros. That's for sure. Louis the Fourth is in the house, BRT 01 or 02. This is BRT 02, which it is so nice. So very nice. It literally is so good. And you'll see from the top 10 list where I put it, it literally surprised me a lot. And I did this very fair. I had a lot of categories. and stuff. Josh says he sees no problem with any of this. Yeah,
Josh,
I mean, what's a couple $1,000?
When you start buying houses and weddings, you're gonna have a problem with it.
But it's not like he's buying the whiskey.
The Watska family is not a cheap wedding.
That's true. I mean, my family alone was what?
Holman's family, your guys, okay. Holman's family is like 75% of our guest list.
Josh said last time I counted you were at $6,000. Yeah, I've definitely had over $1,000 spent since then. When last time you counted, I didn't have any of these 3 bottles. I don't think I had the Master's Keep yet. I didn't have the Russell's Reserve yet. And I didn't have these 2 bottles yet, or the Russell's Single Barrel, or Monkey Shoulder. And I have 2 of these, so yeah, basically I've spent my keep. I spent my, whatever. Casey says, keep the bourbon coming in. You're doing great. I agree. Right, Bubba?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Hudson, what up, bub? What up, guy? All right, so it must be Hudson. He responded to it. But let's read the top 25 list and go over a few things. So as you guys know, I explained how I did this earlier in the live stream. But how's your Woodford Reserve, by the way? Yeah, is it yummy? You like drinking my really expensive high-end whiskey? That's the best of the year.
You know what my taste is?
Expensive. Okay, so starting off at number 25 was Eagle Rare. That I kind of threw in there because I really enjoy drinking it, but with the low proof and like that kind of stuff, I just didn't think that it was going to hit up above these whiskeys, which it didn't. But then we had Henry McKenna was on 24th. That's good whiskey. It's just I don't see how it won Whiskey of the Year one year from Fred Minnick. I mean, it's good. It's not that good to me. It's definitely not worth the upcharge that some people pay for it, but it is worth the $50. So I would say it's still very good. Knob Creek 12-year, that's a solid bottle. I love having that on the shelf. Willet 4-year Rise at 22, that's a good one. Four Roses Single Barrel at 21. I thought Four Roses Single Barrel was going to go higher. I really did.
But it didn't.
But it didn't because I think that's just not my profile.
Roses. That's why it's so low.
Yeah, I just don't think it's my profile. I think it's just a little bit spicier than what I like. But it still was super good. I still really enjoy it. Number 20 out of all the whiskeys I had this year, 20th place went to Brothers Bond cask strength. This was the first cask strength of the year. But basically, some of these whiskeys have emotional meaning. Some of them have, the box and the bottle and the allocation that normally would put it up higher. But this is based off of the whiskey in the bottle alone. This is nothing. It's blind. So everything about this is how it tastes. And Brothers Bond cask strength still came in at number 20. So I think that's pretty good for a celebrity whiskey.
And their first
cask strength release. Their first release ever apart from their 80 proof one. So, I mean, that's pretty good. And Fred Minnick said it was good. So, he knows what he's talking about. Redwood Empire Emerald Giant cask strength. So, the second rye on the list, Willet being lower. This one surprised me. I'm not the biggest rye fan. I like ryes, but in comparison to bourbons, I prefer bourbon, right? But this one beat out a lot of really good hitters in the bourbon world. So I'm good on that one. Penelope Architect number 1. That's just a great bottle. That's at number 18. 2XO Phoenix Blend coming in at number 17. Another great bottle. $100, a little bit expensive, but I do think it's worth it. Apart from what my blind said whenever I did that. What was that? Was that the advent calendar? I said iffy things about it, but it's really good.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Number 16, Old Forester Single Barrel. That Single Barrel from Old Forester, guys, so good. I mean, obviously, Old Forester Single Barrels are an automatic buy, but I don't know. It's fantastic. The Yellowstone 2022 came in at number 15. That's a limited release from Yellowstone, which is up there. That was pretty good. For 101 proof, that bottle coming in at number 15, that's pretty impressive because a lot of the lower proof ones don't tend to do as good just because they don't have as much body or flavor as the higher proof stuff. But still coming in that high is pretty impressive from them. Number 14th is Larceny A122. Larceny barrel proof, I should say. That is, I mean, Just a hitter from Heaven Hill. That's pretty self-explained. Number 13. This one I was somewhat surprised at. I thought maybe it would go a little bit higher, but the Russell's Reserve Single Barrel came in at number 13 on the top 25 list. So, still a really good showing from Russell's Reserve Single Barrel, but part of me expected it to be higher. I did not expect it to get beaten out by number 12, which was a Midwinter Nights Dram. A Midwinter Nights Dram. Like, I know I like that bottle. I know it's allocated. Hard to find. Pretty amazing for a lot of people, but like, I'm not saying it wasn't my jam. I just like, it was a lot of money, you know? But 12th place, I can't argue that. I did it blind, so it deserved 12th place, and that's what we got. Bardstown Disco 7 came in 11th. Bardstown Disco Discovery Series, clearly great whiskey. This one hurt me a little bit. This next one here. Number 10th spot is Angel's Envy Cask Strength. I really, when I first tasted it, I thought so much higher of it. And, you know, I have all the information to back it up in round 3.
I don't think they need an explanation.
Here. No, I'm just saying.
What you paid for in that is that freaking box with the wall detail.
Oh, for sure. But the nose was phenomenal in my chart here. You guys can kind of see like how I did it. I got like nose, palate, finish, complexity, and overall, and then I graded it and then took the total scores or whatever. But the nose was fantastic. The only thing is it drank pretty smooth, I would say, which obviously we all know as whiskey drinkers that smooth is not the best word you want to hear when it comes to describing whiskey. Not because it's not a good thing, but sometimes it could mean lacking flavor. And while it didn't lack flavor, it was just a bit lighter than all the other ones I was drinking. In that blind, I had some that were 130 proof. Like, that's really high stuff. So going from, and the other thing is that was number 4 in the blind, and number 3 was Parker's Heritage, which was 132 proof. So going back to back, like it was a little bit weaker than the Parker's Heritage, but still a great bottle nonetheless. Top 10 or number 10 for the year. Good standing. Number 9, Wild Turkey Masters Keep Unforgotten. You know, that was only 105 proof. It's a Burr rye. It's a bourbon rye blend, but it's finished in rye barrels. But I do prefer bourbons, and it made it to number 9. It's really good. It's worth the money, and even the box. You know, the box is worth the money too. Number 8, Little Book Chapter 6. Big controversial one because of the age statement, but it's so interesting and so good and viscous, and the mouthfeel and the flavors, like, you know, it's really good. So number 8, that one doesn't need an explanation. Number 7, Booker's 2202 Lumberyard Batch. I love Booker's. We all know that. Number 7, I'm surprised it didn't go a little bit higher than number 7, but when you see the next bottles on the list, you'll understand why. Probably the biggest upset in this entire blind, guys.
Upset?
Yeah.
I thought it was a shocker.
Well, shocker and upset is the same thing.
Upset, it sounds negative. Shocker sounds positive, and it should be a shocker because
fine.
You're not mad about it. You're happy.
No, yeah.
Not that you're like super happy, but like you're like,
right.
You're not upset that it got that. You're shocked because you're like, holy cow! Like I felt better than I thought it was.
Yeah, a lot better. And so, yeah, the biggest shock of this list was New Riff Malted Rye. Came in at number 6 for the year. Now, New Riff, mind you, started in the last tier. So I told you that I placed them in tiers, first, second, and then the last 5 bottles.
All of them,
it made it through.
Was in the top 5.
Yeah, it made it through every single round, all the way up to the final round, where it placed 6th out of all the whiskeys I drank, and it's only 100 proof. It's 100 proof bottle and bond, 6-year-old malted rye whiskey. Phenomenal. Literally so good. You know, I bought it because of the hype train behind it, because a lot of people had said it was really good. Then I drank it, and then I knew it was really good, but I never expected it to place that highly. So very impressive from the New Riff Malted Rye. Number 5, Old Fitzgerald 19-year bottle and bond decanter series. This guy right there. It's 19-year-old whiskey, guys. If that wasn't in the top 10, there would have been a problem. Top 5, yeah, I could see it. I mean, it's got the age statement, it's got complexity, it's got all the old age notes that we all love. So, of course. Another Shocker on this one, though, guys, is the Maker's Mark BRT 02 coming in at number 4. That means that this Maker's Mark beat out Old Fitzgerald 19-year Bottle and Bond. Granted, the Bottle and Bond is only 100 proof, and that does have the proof at 112 or 109. But it was so good. I think they actually tied in their overall score, and I actually had to A/B comparison between the two of them, and I think that one won from the A/B comparison without me knowing what it was. So very interesting. ECBP B522 came in at number 3. Obviously, ECBPs are fantastic. Surprised it went that high, but yeah, it's still great nonetheless. Number 2 on the list, Parker's Heritage Collection, the Double Oaked series. That was just a bottle that I personally loved. And, you know, it's got all the oak. I think if you guys like oak, you would like that bottle. But that just leaves number 1 is Woodford Batch Proof. Woodford Batch Proof 118.4. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want this to be the best bottle of the year. Not because it's not good, because
I wanted it to be the best
it's
bottle.
so
Give
good.
it to me. You don't get this anymore.
I just like, in terms of...
Go talk to someone else.
In terms of how badly I wanted whiskeys, if I put it on a scale, right? You know, like the Maker's Mark, that was like maybe, it would be like a 5 or a 6. Like, obviously I want every whiskey, so it's hard to put on a scale. But if you know, the Angel's Envy and these three bottles right there, the Old Fitz and the Parker's Heritage and the Russell's 13, those are 9s on this scale. The
Woodford Reserve is my favorite.
Was a 7.
I like all Woodford. I've never had a Woodford Reserve that I don't like. I like the regular one. I like the double oak, and I like this one.
Yeah, it's not. That's not why. I just
Holden's being a hater, guys.
No, let me finish.
You hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry, but I'm saying in terms of hunting and excitement.
You made me go to the store for this. 2 stores. In a different state.
We didn't. Oh well, yeah, we found it in Chicago. But the thing behind it is, I was looking for it, and I was looking for it intently. Like I really wanted that bottle, but I just didn't want it as badly as I wanted these ones. And it's not that I didn't want it, because I did. I really did. I hunted for that one for a long time, and
that is supposed to be what makes this cool.
It is what's cool about it. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're hating on it.
No.
I didn't want this to be my favorite.
Let me explain myself here. What I said was I didn't want it to be, I didn't want it to be my favorite because I didn't expect it to be. I just like, it wasn't as high of one. But it absolutely blows my mind how good that whiskey did against these other ones. It wasn't even close. I mean, it was close, but to put in perspective, in terms of overall scores, a lot of them are very close. Some of them even tied, but a lot of them are within like a 0.01 difference. And for this final round, number 7 and number 3, the Woodford Double Oaks got a 9.1875, and the Parker's Heritage Collection got a 9.07. So that's 0.1 higher. Now what I was saying is most of these were 0.01 apart with how close they were to each other. The Woodford Batch Proof beat out the second best whiskey by 0.1 points, which is a lot. Like in terms of how close all these were, that is a big jump. So Woodford Batch Proof, definitely deserving. Great whiskey, bottle of the year for me. Yeah, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed that list. But let's go ahead and just catch up on these couple comments that we have here. Isaiah's V's checking out later. See you, Isaiah. Thanks for being here. Peter White says, looking for the New Riff Malted Rye Sherry Cask near the top of my want list.
They had like 4 of them when I went to the wine cellar.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
The Sherry Cask.
Oh, I have no idea. I know that they had the malted rye. I don't know if they had the Sherry cask.
About to be...
I just know that they had the malted rye. They had like 4 malted ryes.
Yes.
But they had multiple like New Riffs. I didn't look because I was just looking for Pat.
They had the Bookers. they had the malted rye last time I was there.
Yeah.
The sherry one is the same malted rye bottle, but where it says it's got a very shiny red stripe across the front that says sherry finish. But I think it was a distillery only. So I don't think I'll be able to get it. I think Top Shelf Dustin actually got it, or Top Shelf Whiskey actually had a bottle and reviewed it, and I watched their review.
Not Top Shelf Dustin?
No, his name is Dustin, but his YouTube channel he shares with a different guy. It's called Top Shelf Whiskey, not Top Shelf Dustin. So that's why he's Top Shelf Dustin, because he's from Top Shelf Whiskey. And as he says, woo! Woo!
But more enthusiastically.
Woo!
Okay, I don't like to do it.
That's supposed to be like Ric Flair.
I don't know who did that.
That's who Ric Flair was a professional. Ric Flair was a pro WWE wrestler, and when he walked down, he would go, "Woo!" That was his thing, and then he would do the walk like this.
I'm glad I didn't watch it.
But yes, Louis the Fourth says I had a couple of Sazerac rye store picks in 2022. How are those? I've never had a store pick of the Sazerac.
Amazing.
Well, thank you. I've never had a store pick of Saz rye. I like the normal Saz; it's not bad. But I've never had the Saz rye store picks or single barrels or anything like that. Love New Riff rye, sweet tobacco all day long. The malted rye is just a different animal. Like, I don't even know what it is. It's just got I think it's got the malt brings the body, and it makes it like it's not even super rye-y. And you know what? That means that a rye was number 6 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize that because it doesn't even really remind me of a rye, but it's so good. All I can get is a bottle and bond here. The single barrels are sold out quick. Did get a second more sherry finish though. Nice. Back to the couch.
Is that where you're supposed to sleep or something?
No, he's saying I'm going back to the couch for saying that I didn't want to do the number.
Hold on. Go sleep on the couch.
Ric Flair was styling and profiling. Yep, he do be his. And then he had a daughter who wrestles too, named Charlotte. I didn't like her.
Charlotte's a scary lady
Mm-hmm.
name.
But we are at the 2-hour and 6-minute mark, so I think it's about time that we shut her down. Overall, guys, Russell's 13, phenomenal. Old Rip Van Winkle, I hate being a tater. I really do. It's so good. It's good. I mean, it's not over MSRP good, but I think if I saw one for $100, I'd probably still buy it because it's rare. $100 isn't actually a bad price. I was actually surprised when you said it was $70. I was expecting more like $130, $140.
$70.
But yeah, I mean, 100%. If you guys obviously you guys are gonna buy one if you find it, but it's a lot better than I was expecting, which is good. The A123 of Larceny, phenomenal. It's very good. I've been sipping on it here. After it opens up, it is quite nice. But overall, guys, this was a great year, and I can only thank you guys for allowing it to happen. Like, we just had so many good times live streaming and hanging out and talking to you guys. Like, it's the highlight of our week. So thank you all for being here. Good times, Holden, Lauren. Thanks, hanging AZ. We love seeing you here. Good night, good sir, and have a great night. You too.
We'll see you on Friday.
You spelled "two" wrong, I think, is what you meant. TWO, but I'll forgive you. And I'll fingers crossed will be on your live stream tomorrow. As long as I'm not running around like a crazy person. I do need to record a video tomorrow at some point. But I will be sure to catch your live stream. Even if it's a rewatch or rewind, I'll watch it. Can't believe I'm not a mod yet though. Oh man. You know what, Josh? Just because you asked. Wait, is Peter White a mod?
No.
I can't see. No, yeah, I can see. Hold on.
Slacking.
Hold on, you guys. I'm
Casey's not a mod either.
What the heck? All my favorite people. Right? Where's Casey? There he goes. Am I missing anyone?
Isaiah V. He's here all the time.
That's true. We'll promote him. Louis the Fourth is here often, but I don't know if he's here.
I've seen him a few times.
I've seen him a few times too, but he's got to come a few more times to get that mod status.
If next week you comment that you want to be a mod, we'll make you a mod.
Yeah, but we'll see if you want it. if you want it.
Yeah, sure. You
gotta want it.
You have to want it.
Then again, I just gave it to 3 people who didn't ask for it. So actually, no, Josh asked for it. Sugar Kitty says meow. Meow, Sugar Kitty, nice seeing you here. Thanks for being here. Night all, great bourbon pickups. Thanks, Pete. I'd have to agree with you. These are pretty great. Peace out, Casey and Josh. I was told to show up for 3 weeks in a row, so I did.
Good job.
So there you go. So you only did it because we told you to. But just kidding. In all seriousness, guys, thank you all for being here. Love you all to pieces, and we'll see you all in the next class. And wait, hold on. Go check out all the other people who are live streaming. If Bobby's still on, maybe I'll jump on and say, hey. Otherwise, 21090 normally streams. I think Bourbon Junkies, you guys know how it works. Check out all the other people. Support them. They support me. You know how it works. So have a good night, everybody. We'll see you all in the next class. Happy New Year. And may your year be
merry and bright.
Fruitful.
Oh.
Merry and bright and fruitful. Nice.
Ching.